Hi everyone, Olivia here, and I want to talk to you all about where we are with our math. So I have a kindergartner. She's kind of in that K4 space as far as age, but we are working ahead. That gives me flexibility in curriculum and what we choose to use, because I'm not feeling pressured to, make sure that we are at least keeping up. We completed the Saxon K. It's similar in size to Saxon 1. So we completed Saxon K, but we did not do the meeting portion of each lesson. We just did the math lesson, like the meaty part of that lesson, as opposed to the calendar piece. And the Well-Trained Mind by Susan Weisbauer talks about that as being an option. Like, you could do Saxon without the meeting piece. Not sure if she carries that through like with all of the grade levels, but anyway, we didn't do it for Saxon K. I am thinking about doing it for Saxon 1 though, the calendar portion, because we don't have a consistent calendar part of our curriculum. So that would be something, or a way to utilize that piece of Saxon. I finished Saxon K, and I picked up Singapore. Well, it's Dimensions Math. Singapore Math, we had KA, and that's the two that I was most interested in, Saxon and Dimensions. Making baby noises. Those are the two math curriculum that I was interested in to begin with. And so I had KA, and so this size, this is KB, so this is the second semester of kindergarten, but I had KA already. We picked that back up and worked on those perforated worksheets you can pull out, and completed that. And so in this middle space between Saxon K and Saxon 1, we're going back, and she finished the KA workbook, and I picked up KB at our local homeschool store. That is, like I said, the second semester of kindergarten work, and it's a nice contrast to Saxon, which is I could say more visually dry. Like, there's not a whole lot of pictures. It's not really colorful, whereas like for example, we use quite a bit of color and whatnot in these workbook pages. So it's kind of a nice, different approach to math during this in-between time. So next we'll pick up Saxon 1, and we will slowly work through that. And what's nice about being a little bit ahead here is that you have the flexibility of moving through a curriculum more slowly. So we can move more slowly. It's not like we have to do it every day to stay on track or whatever. Because it is Saxon 1, we can take 1.5 years to even 2 years to go through it, because this fall she'll be technically kindergarten age. So that gives us flexibility and flexibility with pacing throughout the year. We do homeschool throughout the summer, so it's a less intense, or less pressure throughout the year, throughout the school year, to get all of those days in, and we can spread it out a little more throughout the year, which is also another awesome flexibility thing with regards to homeschooling. That is a plus. That is where we're at with Saxon Math and Dimensions Math. So now I can show you a couple of pages just to give you that contrasting look between the two curricula. If you're going to go with Dimensions Math more fully, there's a textbook for KB that is about the same size, but the pages aren't perforated. So there's accompanying textbook that goes with this, and also a teacher's guide, I believe. Once you get into dimensions, like first grade dimensions, then they have maybe a home educator's guide. But I think KA, KB is just a teacher's guide. So that has more explanation and whatnot about the concepts. And if you're doing this as your full-on math curriculum, it would be wise to go ahead and get the teacher's guide to make sure you're doing it as comprehensively. But that's not our goal here. It's just kind of an in-between filler, and it's a more abstract approach to math. Saxon is a spiral approach, so it repeats, and Dimensions Math is different. Well-trained mind, they recommend doing a supplement with Saxon. I recommend supplementing Saxon, not necessarily with Singapore, but this is my version of supplementation right now, and it's kind of fun. Changes things up a bit. This is the teacher's guide. I got this for like super uber cheap at a homeschool curriculum store that does secondhand selling, sells things that are used, and this Home Educator's Guide, or Home Study Teacher's Edition is what it's called, comes with or has accompanying workbooks that are disposable. So those you need to buy either like lightly, not really used, or new. And so those you can buy online. I found that our other local homeschool store has the workbooks in stock. So there are 2 workbooks that go along with the teacher's guide, along with a meeting book that has calendar stuff. That's where you do your calendar work. So those are the 3 things that come, or you have to use along with Saxon Math 1. You have your manipulatives as well. There are differences in manipulatives between these 2 curricula, and I've not gotten the manipulatives that go with Dimensions Math. I have collected quite a bit of the Saxon Math manipulatives that we use for Math K, and I need to fill in a little bit with a few more things, but you can collect them. You don't have to buy like the full set. There you have it. We did Math K, Saxon Math K, then we have gone back to our Dimensions Math workbooks for KA and started KB, KB workbook, and we're working on those currently and have not purchased the workbooks that go along with Saxon Math 1. Saxon Math is our core math curriculum. This is a fun supplement that adds to our math curriculum. Hopefully that was helpful in explaining our math journey at this point. And that can change over time, which is pretty cool. And you can really tailor the curriculum to what works for your family, what works for individual kids, if you want to get more specific with that, and go from there. So happy homeschooling, and subscribe to the channel. This is Agrarian Schoolhouse. This is kind of an outlet for me to talk about and process through homeschooling, and the way that we're approaching it. Agrarian Schoolhouse is kind of descriptive of my background. So I have a master's and a bachelor's in agricultural education. So that's where I was trained to teach public high school, middle or high school students classes like animal science and horticulture. Then Schoolhouse, so we're homeschooling here. So this is where we're schooling. Comment below if you have any questions or want to see something specific in either the Singapore Math or the Saxon Math 1. Cheers.